What is up? Thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. Today we're gonna do something a little different. Because I just kind of want to introduce why I make the content that I make. For those who are confused, because there's a lot of confused people who think I make the content that I make because I'm hurt and things like that. Some of the things I say, does it come from trauma and experience? Yes, but I'm not hurt. Give me a second. For those of y'all are wondering, this is pure strawberry juice. I've been juicing for the past week, and it's been doing me justice. I'm not even gonna lie. I've took a week off of social media because I was going through something mentally. I had to get my mind right. So to help with that, I started juicing, and I literally made about 52 juices. I got so many of these glasses. I've been actually throwing them away because I've got too many of them. And I've been giving some juices away as well. So it's definitely been doing me justice. Every morning I drink like two of them. And, just to get the first thing in my body is juice just to hydrate the skin. Like my skin is looking a little bouncy and vibrant, like that. So I love that. Yeah, I'm not really a big watermelon juice. I'm not a big fan of watermelon juice. I'm not. And I can taste watermelon. It's mixed with other fruits, but I definitely can taste the watermelon. I'm really not a big fan. So now and I'm just not going to get any more watermelon. I just eat watermelon by itself. But anyway, like I said, I took in a week off of social media, just to get my mind right. I was going through some stuff, you know, and sometimes we take ourselves through shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we take ourselves through shit. We take ourselves through shit. But anyway, I just want to. This video is mainly because I just want to explain to people why I make the content that I make. Because there's a lot of people who can't stand me because of the content I make, and I know they can't stand me for the content I make. I see people they act funny. This is how a lot of times this is how I know when someone has came across my social media. They start treating me weird. They start treating me weird. They start trying to act like they don't see me and things like that. So I know a lot of times I've probably said some things that hurt people's feelings, and that is not my intention. I need y'all to understand this. Anything that I post, it's meant to inspire, it's meant to help. Those are my intention. So from everyone else's end, for the viewers watching me, it is your job, and it's based off of the way you think. You're going to choose to be inspired, or you're going to choose to take offense. My intentions aren't to offend anybody. So this is the thing that people need to understand. Sometimes it's you. It's you. You chose to feel offended. That wasn't my intention. I can't help that you're offended by some of the things that I say. A lot of the things that I be saying is truth. And if the truth sounds like hate, you need to take a look in the mirror. Truth hurts. Understood. I get that. The truth hurts. But I'm telling my truth. I'm also telling the truth of other women that I've seen suffer, and other women who's told me stories, and the women of my ancestors. The messages that is put into me came from my ancestors, and can't nobody tell me otherwise. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. I'm speaking for a lot of people who's not here, and I'm speaking for the ones who are here, and for the ones who's willing to listen and take advice. I understand a lot of women won't take advice. A lot of women won't do that. They won't, but some will. And for the ones who won't, I'm going to sound like a prophecy. This is going to sound like a prophecy in their future. They're going to come back and say, oh, I remember that one girl, Free World, used to say this same stuff was going to happen. Or, I'm going to sound like a prophecy. So it may not be true for some of y'all now. It's true for some. But later down the line, it still may not be true, but it's going to be true for some. If the message is not for you, it's not for you. And that's what I have. That's all I have to say. All I have to say is if you don't like what I'm saying, you do not have to be here. I didn't put a gun to your head to come listen to me, to watch me. A lot of times the people that can't stand what I say, they watch me the most. A lot of times the people that don't engage, they watch me the most. Those are the same people who look forward to see what I'm about to post. They're waiting for me. They are fans. A lot of people who don't interact with my shit are watching me the most. I know this for a fact. Ask me how I know. But like I said, if it's not for you, it's not for you. But trust me, it's for somebody. I make content that help people because this is the type of content that helped me. Like I said, my intentions are pure. I promise my intentions are pure. I do not hate men. I don't. I'm done dating men. I am completely done dating men, for sure. But I do not hate men. I'm going to abstain from sex with men for the rest of my life. I promise. Because anytime I was abstinent, life was great for me. I wasn't insecure. I wasn't in my head so much. I wasn't foggy mind. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times sex will do that to you. So I'm going to abstain from sex for a while. I don't know. But for sure, I'm going to do one whole year. I'm going to do one whole year and I'm going to keep track. So, and we're going to see where I am a year from now because I'm giving up sex. It's been what I would say it's been about 3 weeks since I've had sex. So we're going to see. We are going to see. And I'm excited for this journey. I'm excited. It kind of hit me this morning. I was still kind of down when I woke up this morning. Right. But I'm like, you cannot do this to yourself. You can't do this to yourself. Get up. You got a message. And the thing about the reason I'm up right now is because the universe definitely been communicating with me. I'm up because I know I had this message for a long time. And I've been rehearsing it in my head for weeks. And I'm like, you need to get this message out. You need to hurry up and get it out before the universe give this message to somebody else. Because like I said, I'm reading a book called Don't Believe Everything You Think. Don't Believe Everything You Think. And I understand that the thoughts that come into our mind are not our own thoughts. Sometimes the universe give you a seed of a thought that needs to be manifested. The universe is like, here, I need this to manifest. I need people to hear this message. So the universe is going to give it to you because the universe sees that you can get the message out. And if you take too long to get that message out, the universe is going to find somebody else. That's why sometimes you can have this idea and you just sit on this idea for so long and then you scrolling on social media and then you see somebody else saying the same shit. It's like, that's because you took too long. When you first have that thought, get to work. It needs to be done right then and there. You procrastinating, going to the next person. And it's going to seem like, oh, they didn't steal it. You just didn't pick up when you were supposed to. So, let me get into why I make the content that I make, or why not even make the content that I make. I just want to get into why I preach male validation don't fucking matter. I preach this to the ladies because most of us, a lot of our insecurities come from the fact that we care so much about what men think. We care too much about male validation. A lot of our insecurities come from the fact that we care about what they think. And some of y'all are going to say, no, I'm insecure because women are bullies. Women be making fun of me. Understood. For those of y'all that's going to say that, understand that those women, they care too much about male validation. They are insecure. Only insecure people make other people feel insecure because misery loves company. And when you are insecure, you want everyone around you to feel insecure. Trust me, these women who are bullying you or these women who's the reason for your insecurities, they care about male validation. See how that connects? Those are the type of women who will bully you. Anybody who loves themselves and who think everybody deserves to be themselves, they're not going to make fun of people. They're not going to make you feel bad about yourself. They're not going to make you feel insecure. People who love themselves won't make other people feel insecure because they don't want to feel insecure. A person who's intentionally making you feel insecure, they are insecure. They need you to feel like they feel so y'all can be on the same level. And so understand that those type of women are called pick-me's. And when I say a pick-me or pick-misha, I don't mean a woman who's married or a woman who's in a relationship, a woman who loves her man. No, a pick-misha is a woman who is dangerous to other women only because she cares about the validation of men. These type of women are women who will sabotage other women for the validation of men. These women are dangerous to themselves and other women. They care too much about male validation. A man is their top goal in life is to find a man. A man is their personality. They need a man to feel whole. Those are pick-mishas, in my opinion. I don't know what your definition of it is, but that's, to me, is a woman who sabotages or talk down on other women, but, just because she cared too much about men, Pick-misha is a side bitch. I was a pick-misha before. I used to be a side bitch. I did. That shit ain't no fun. It's fun, but that shit ain't really no fun. There's no substance there. I definitely was a side bitch. I definitely did some things in my life. I played in bitch's face. While fucking a bitch nigga. I've done that when I in 1920. I've done these things. So I definitely was a pick-misha before. I definitely was a pick-misha. And that's the thing. Pick-mishas, they feel validated by taking someone else's man because they feel good about the fact that this man picked her over the other. So it makes you feel good and better than the next woman because he picked you over her. When most times these men only pick you because you're easier to deal with. You don't require much. You're just easy. You're gonna do whatever the fuck he says, and shit, you're gonna make him feel good about himself. You're gonna make he feels like a king in your presence because you lack so much self-esteem that you're begging for his validation. You on your knees sucking his validation like it's his dick. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, like I said, a lot of our insecurities comes from the fact that we care so much about male validation. And I'm here to tell women male validation don't matter. It doesn't matter. You will be loved if you want to be loved. A lot of these dudes just they just can't stand that women, can do whatever they want with their bodies. A lot of the men just think women are here to be a maid, to be their maid, or here to make babies. That is not, that don't have to be what you come here for. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You do not have to. The main goal in life, the end goal don't have to be, I need a man, I want to get married. I need a man, I want to get married. And speaking of that, in my last relationship, right, I remember me and one of my exes, we were arguing. We were arguing about a woman or whatever. And this is the moment I knew. This is the moment I knew this wasn't gonna last. I knew that I gotta get the fuck up out of here. But this is the moment I knew. We were arguing about a woman, right? And and he says to me, I forgot what we were arguing about. I don't really want to say too much because I don't know. But anyway, we were arguing about this woman, and he says to me, right, but you the one here cooking for me. You the one here cleaning. I picked you. My heart dropped in that moment. I'm like, what? So you mean to tell me we are fighting? Women are fighting and going against each other just to compete to be a man's servant? Oh, fuck no. In that moment, I knew I'm not the type of woman that wants to get married. I'm not the type of woman that wants to be in a relationship with a man, because I'm telling you, it's these roles. Like a man think that because you are a woman, you have to do certain things. And that is just not how I get down. I refuse to let a man tell me what my purpose is on this earth. I refuse to let that happen. So that is when I knew that I wasn't going to be in a relationship. This is going to be my last and final relationship. So for sure. So I got out of that, and I feel great. I'm telling you, anytime I've been in a relationship, I've gained weight. I'm telling you. And it's my fault. It's my fault because I have control over my own body and what I put in my body. But being with someone, I'm telling you, when you first meet people, a lot of times you will be on a journey. I've talked to women, and I've experienced it myself, and I've heard women talk, like scrolling on TikTok and things like that. I've heard women tell their stories. And a lot of times when you first meet someone, everything is cool. A lot of times a guy will study you before they even approach you, so that they know, they get to know a little bit about you so that they can come to you as you. So a lot of times these dudes be coming to you with a mask on, and they're embodying some of the things that you do or that you like because they studied you a little bit, and so that you can fall in love with them. But you're not falling in love with them. You're falling in love with yourself, because they are mirroring you. They're showing you yourself. So you are falling in love with that. So that's why you have to give it a little time. Give it some time, because the mask will fall off. I'm telling you, when you are pretending, you can't pretend forever. You cannot pretend forever. So a lot of times, even vice versa, a lot of times people approach you and they come to you pretending to be you energetically, because they studied you. So a lot of times you think you fell in love fast and things like that. No, you fell in love because you fell in love with yourself. This person was showing you, it was holding up a mirror. And so that's all that is. It's you falling in love with yourself. And a lot of times women go through that. And that's why a lot of women, they get, they be upset. They be upset because why did you approach me? Why did you come here to me if you didn't have the true intentions on loving me? You know what I mean? So a lot of times that definitely happens. Excuse me. So understand. And another thing, um, I don't care for relationships like that. Um, and I don't care about male validation because, you know, I think men, they just take away peace. They take away peace. And a lot of dudes, they say you're going to be lonely and things like that. That's projection. I promise you it's projection. A lot of these dudes, they can't fathom the fact of being alone. They need somebody. So when you say you're okay with being alone, getting old with cats and things like that, they can't fathom that. It's like how it's impossible. They can't see past that. They just can't. So it's like they think that most women are lying when women say, I'm okay with being alone for the rest of my life. And I am. I promise you I am. I promise you I am. I am totally okay with being alone. Like if I find somebody in life, that is great. And we cooling with the energy is meshing together very well. That will be amazing. But if I don't find somebody in this life, I'm not gonna die. I am okay. I'm totally fine and prepared to live my life alone with cats if I have to. Being alone and being lonely are two different things. I'm alone in my solitude a lot, but I'm not lonely. I enjoy my company. People who cannot be alone for a long period of time, they don't like their own company. They can't sit with their own thoughts because when you sit with your thoughts, they get scary. That's why I'm reading that book. Don't believe everything you think because a lot of times your thoughts are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are not your thoughts. So, like I said, for those of y'all who believe that I'm hurt for the content that I post, I'm not because I was recently, I don't know if I said this in the beginning or not. But if I did, sorry, I'm gonna say it again. But I was recently asked by someone based off of the content that I do post. Let me take these off. Based on the content that I do post, I was recently asked by this guy. He asked me, "Are you going through something?" And I'm like, What make? Why would you ask that?" I was a bit triggered because it's like, what about my content made you ask me this when I've been making this same content since 2020? So when I met you, I was still making this content. So what made you ask me that? And see, when people ask you things like that, are you hurt? Who hurt you? Are you going through something just because of the content that I create? When they ask that, trust me, something that you said or something that I said, the shoe fits them perfectly. So a lot of times they say these things to downplay what you're saying. They want to say, oh, somebody hurt her. Because what I'm saying is the truth. But sometimes the truth sounds like hate to a lot of these dudes. The truth sounds like hate. Just because you don't like what you hear, don't mean it's not true. And I'm not saying all men are bad, but a lot of them are. I ain't gonna even say bad, toxic, vice versa. Men and women are toxic. But we talking about men right now. A lot of men are toxic, and we all know this. And to the women who's gonna say, I didn't grow up around toxic men. The men in my life were great. Oh, you for the women who's going to say that, that still won't protect your daughter from the men that I'm talking about. The ones I'm talking about, your daughter still won't be protected from those type of men because you grew up around nothing but good men. So I would advise some of y'all to bring y'all daughters over here and listen to me so that they can get some insight into the near future that may happen. Like I said, not all the time things like this happen, but majority of it does. That's why a lot of women are talking about this. A lot of women are talking about this because it's true. It's true. That's why a lot of women are intentionally single. And to the ones who say I'm angry, I'm not angry. Do sometimes the things that I say, it comes from trauma? Yes, I've been hurt. But I understand that I played the biggest part in my own suffering. I stayed when I knew I should have left. I saw the red flags and I ignored them because I liked a motherfucker or I loved a motherfucker. Anything that I went through, I did it to myself. I played the biggest role in my own suffering. So I make this content because I actually love it. This is the highlight of my day when I record some shit. I love it. I enjoy it. And when I speak and it sounds like anger, this is me speaking with passion. There's a fire in me. I'm speaking for my ancestors. I'm speaking for the little girls who's younger than me. I'm speaking for everyone who may go through the things that I've went through. I'm speaking for my mother. There's a fire. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a fire sign. There's a fire burning up in me. And I'm telling you, this is why I appreciate men. Men is the reason the fire is lit inside of me. I appreciate any man I've ever dealt with because you made me smarter. You made me stronger. So now I never experience any losses. They're all lessons. I don't experience losses. They're lessons. So now when I go out, I'm smarter than I was before. So if I do decide to date again, I can go in with more knowledge because I've had more experiences with men. You know what I mean? So, ladies, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Date around. You have to date around. You know, a lot of times dudes will try to hurry up and get into your pants because these dudes, they know that if they get into your pants, you're going to be attached. You're going to be attached to them. That's how it happens. I'm telling you, dick make my brain foggy as fuck. I lose myself when I'm getting dick. I lose myself when I'm in a relationship. That's just who I am. I accept that. I understand. I give too much of myself. So I can't do relationships because I'm gonna lose myself. I'm gonna lose myself. I just can't do it. And that's another thing. I can't live with people. I can't do it. You know, you ever living with somebody You know, like if I can control anything that I can control, I will. And if I can control my peace, that's what it's going to be. And some people may call it lazy. My peace is worth everything. I can be called anything. Call me anything. It's worth my peace. I'm okay with that. So like, what was I saying? You ever live with someone and you just have a day where you want to be lazy. You just want to chill. You don't want to do nothing. You know, you want to watch TV all day. But the person you living with, they want to clean up. And they're cleaning up and you in your head like, damn, should I get up and help them clean up? Or I really don't want to, but damn, I kind of feel. And in their head, they like, why the fuck this motherfucker laying down? They see me cleaning up. They need the help and this and that. So you end up doing something you really don't want to do. But if you was living alone, you wouldn't have those feelings. You wouldn't have to consider somebody else's feelings. Sometimes that be too much. I'm telling you, I'm so lazy that I don't even text people back because it's too much work for sometimes. When I don't- if I'm sorry, a lot I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. So well, I can be very lazy. So sometimes I will not text back because I just don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it. I could be scrolling in my phone and I get a text. I just don't feel like texting back. And it's nothing personal. I just don't. So um that's another reason why I can't be in a relationship or live with anyone. Like I have set a new boundary for myself that if I'm going to date somebody, you got to be okay with having two separate places. I'm not moving in with nobody. I can't do it. I need my peace. I have to be comfortable because I like being the version of me where the version of me where no one's around. That weird version of yourself. You just doing little weird quirky shit when nobody's around. You just being you. You can walk around your house naked. I mean, no, I don't know. A relationship is too much work. I'm too lazy for a relationship. And so I understand that a lot of people feel like they need a relationship. I'm here to tell y'all you really don't. You really don't. Sometimes you got to meditate. You have to meditate. And sometimes meditation is hard for folks. Because when I first started meditation years ago, um I would stop so fast because you think you're doing it wrong because you have so many thoughts. You're trying to just focus and have no thoughts, but thoughts just keep coming. And then you're trying to sit still. You start itching in places you never itched before. And what stops you from meditating when you first start is just too many thoughts. Like, why keep thinking these thoughts? Then you just come back to your breath. You come back to your breath. But that's the thing. You have to learn how to control your thoughts. In order to feel the effects of meditation, you have to at least meditate for 30 minutes. No less than 30 minutes. You have to at least, keyword, meditate for 30 minutes to feel some type of effects of it or to see what the universe needs you to see. You also have to put the right things in your body. You know, I've been working on that. Um, like I said, I've been drinking juice, fruit, fresh squeezed juice. I have a juicer, so I've been drinking a lot of juice lately, just to get my mind right, And that's another thing about me that I really like about myself. When I'm going through something, I feel like I'm going through some type of mental hurtness. I ain't even gonna say hurt, but when I'm going through something, I love the fact that I fast. I fast because when I fast, everything that's in me is leaving. Anything, like if I ate a steak and I was mad eating that steak, the feelings are in that steak, is in my body, and the feelings that I had at that time I was eating that steak is still in me because the steak is in me. You know what I'm saying? So I fast, get all that waste out, then I start drinking some juices. And now I feel vibrant. I feel great. I wake up with so many ideas. So today I'm like, all these fucking ideas I've been waking up every morning with, I need to say something today. Today is the day I'm going to say something. And this is the most important message because I don't want nobody else to put it out there. This is my message. The universe gave it to me. I remember I seen an interview where Michael Jackson, he understood the power of the universe. He said, I'm not sure I'm accurate fully on the story, but all as I'm summing it up, he basically said that he whenever he had a thought on his mind, he would get up right away, even if it was like early in the morning. He would go, if he thought about a song to write, he would get up right away and go do it. Because if he didn't, the universe is going to give it to Prince. He said, if I don't do this now, Prince is going to get this idea. So he understood the power of the universe. When the universe gives you a seed, honey, you better water it. You better put that message out there. When you feel it on your heart, you better put it out there. And that's what I did today. You know, I feel great. I feel immaculate. Like, can't nobody stop me right now. Can't nobody stop me. I feel really, really good. And today, I feel the freest I've ever felt in my life. I feel the freest. That's why they call me free. Because, honey, this is a free world. This is my world. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, all in all, male validation, it don't matter. If you want your confidence and you want to take your confidence back, stop caring about what men think. I understand. This is the thing. This is how I know that a lot of times we care so much about men's opinion. I was talking to my dad the other day, right? And he had told me, this is my dad. He was married before. And he said he was very proud of me. He was proud of me because he loves seeing that I can do whatever I want. Didn't allow none of these guys to get me pregnant. I'm living the life that most people would like to live as a woman my age. And me, I never wanted kids. I never wanted children. It just wasn't for me. I see what my mom went through growing up. I seen what other women went through growing up. I've also seen what my sisters, friends, things like I've seen what they go through having kids. I'm not trying to find out. I am not trying to find that out. I am good. I need to get to know myself first. I barely know me. Like, I'm raising myself because I don't know. I never knew who I was. I'm still learning who I am. Why would I need to bring a child in this world when I don't even know who I am yet? I'm still a kid in the mind. That's why the kids love me. Anywhere I go and there's kids around, the kids always gravitate to me. Always. I'm a child myself. So there, I don't need to bring no more. I don't need to bring children. There's a lot of children. I am a mom, though. I am a mom because I can care. I can care. If I wanted to, I can go adopt. I can be a mom to kids that I don't know, be a protector to young children and things like that. Just because you don't have kids don't mean you're immature, don't make you less of a woman. I'm telling you, a lot of women have kids because they care what men think. oh, you're not valuable because you don't have, honey, I'm just not valuable to you. I'm valuable to me. Like I always say, how you feel about me ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't none of my motherfucking business. That is your problem. You ain't even got to tell me how you feel about me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Because I feel a way about me that I feel. That can't nobody change. You know what I mean? And so that's another thing. Why I am done dating men. Because I before I was any relationship I got into, before any relationship with a man that I've gotten into, I was very confident. I was into myself, doing my own thing, happy, wasn't looking for anything. But, you know, people will talk you into giving them a chance and things like that. Anytime I got into a relationship, I became insecure. The insecurities just crept up day by day because you like a person and you want them to keep liking you, and you have to start presenting yourself in a way to keep it's like you're performing to get somebody to like you. It's like you're wearing a costume every day. I don't want to do that, huh? I don't want to do all that. That's too much work. That is too much work. So I just rather not care about men's opinion anymore. Once I gave that up, it is what it is. Men can say whatever the fuck they want. They can say, I'm trying to be a man. I'm masculine. So be it. If I'm masculine, we got too much feminine men then. If you want to go about it like that, if the women are too masculine, it says a lot about the men. It says a lot about the men. And being masculine or feminine, it's not a bad thing or whatever, but to men, a masculine woman, they can't stand masculine women. And it ain't even about masculine. They think masculine is a woman who has a good job and get paid good money. They don't like those type of women because they can't control those type of women. Okay? They can't control those type of women. That's why they don't like those women. So in that's another thing. That's another thing I noticed. If in this world, in what the things and the news and things that's going on now, any man who is any man who's taken up for Tory Lanez and going against Meg the Stallion says a lot about them. It says a lot. And I am officially done conversating, dealing with any man who has this deep-rooted hate for women because a woman is doing what she wants. A lot of these dudes, they can't stand Meg because Meg have her way. Meg is moving how men think men's supposed to move. And they don't like that because Meg is doing it better. They don't like that. They don't like it. Meg, the reason why a lot of men have an issue with what I say and they have an issue with women like Meg the Stallion, because they don't want us to wake their sleep bitches up. They don't want they sleep girlfriends to wake up. They need their women to stay asleep. That's why a lot of times they hide this type of content from their woman so their woman can't wake up, because a lot of the things that I say, I plant seeds in so many women's minds. I plant seeds, and a lot of dudes know that a lot of times what these women be saying be true. And they know that if they woman woke up and saw who they really was, it'd be over with. And that's what they're running from. A lot of dudes, they fear abandonment. They need women. That's why they always preaching, you need to get married, or you're going to be lonely and things like that. No, you're not going to be lonely if you work on yourself. Work on being alone. Work on being alone. So, like I said, a lot of times they just They're just afraid of being alone. Abandonment issues. Abandonment issues. But yeah, ladies, understand. Understand. Um, but like I said, I'm trying to think. I had something else to say. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I don't make this content because I hate men. I really don't hate men. I finally accept men for who they are. I'm okay with y'all now. I'm good. I just don't want to date. But it's not because I'm hurt. Because like I said, I'm the number one reason for the cause of my own suffering. Any hurt that I talk about, I did it to myself. I accept that. I take accountability for that. So I just need y'all to know that I actually love making this content. I love it with a passion. That's why I speak with so much passion. Like I said earlier, I'm a Sagittarius. There's a fire burning in me. I'm speaking for my ancestors. If I'm not speaking for you, I'm not speaking for you. I'm speaking to the people I'm speaking to. Also, like I said, if you do not like what I say and what I speak and what I stand for, you can remove yourself. You don't have to watch my content. And like I said earlier about the like when I said about the guy who asked me, are you going through something? My true feelings when I was asked that, I felt like, okay, yeah. There's people in his ear. There's people in his ear. I feel like I said, a lot of people can't stand me because of the things that I say, but they watch me all the time. Just like they're watching me right now. A lot of people, I understand. I totally understand. Like I said, I don't mean to offend. It's not my intention. You choose to be offended. Because if my pure intention is to inspire, and you get offended, you can either see, listen, I really want y'all to understand. I be trying to explain things for dummies, you know, in not in a disrespectful way, because I'm only referring to the books that I've seen, like math for dummies and things like that. I try to explain things in a way that the most illiterate person can understand. So this, listen, if what I say, if my intention is to inspire or help, you on the other side watching me, you can either choose a side. You can choose to be offended, or you can choose to be inspired or helped, which is my intention. If you choose my intentions, if you choose the help and the inspiration, then my intention, it manifested. But if you choose to be offended when that isn't my intention, then it says a lot about what's going on in your mind. It says a lot about what's going on in your mind. So understand, understand, ladies and men. Whether we want to believe it or not, men are the problem. Men are the problem. Like I said, the truth hurts. I don't hate y'all. But a lot of times the truth can sound like hate. The truth can sound like hate. Men are the problem. And I say this because who's running everything? Men. Men been running everything. All the things, all the what word am I looking for? All of the all of the systems, really systems. I forgot the word systems. All the systems that's put into place in this world are because of men. They created it. Men created everything. Men are doing it. I'm telling you, I truly believe that women can run the world better than men. And it's not a competition or anything. I just think women as a whole, I don't know. I just think we would do a lot better. There would be a lot less chaos in the world, a lot less wars. Because men are destructive. And then I even seen on my side of TikTok, I even seen where a lot of down low men, they're blaming black women for them being for the down low culture. I just cannot understand why do y'all blame women for that? Why do y'all blame women for that? What the fuck? Anyway, because I just feel like as an individual, you shouldn't need anyone to make you feel comfortable to be yourself. You blame women when it's really just the men. It's really the men. Men will clown you for being gay. Y'all say it's women because most women probably wouldn't date a bisexual man. But no, I ain't even gonna say that. We ain't even gonna do that. Y'all say it's women's problem for the down low culture. No, it's men's problem because, like I said, men is the reason for all the systems that we go by. And if you are a religious person, being gay was bad. Who created religion? Men. So the women who are homophobic or whatever, it's because men made homophobia or gayness bad. We've been going by these systems all our fucking lives. We grew up to believe that gay shit was bad. So that's why y'all are down low, because men created a system that said you need a wife, you can't be gay. Men did that. So if women are like that, it's because of men. Because men created the system that we go by. All of the systems in play right now were by men. So that's why I think men are the problem. I'm not saying all men are the problem, but a man is the problem. And I don't know if anybody ever heard of this story. I've been looking into this story of this young boy. Forgot the age he was. I think he was 14. I don't know. Maybe 14, maybe 21. But I'm going to do a video about it soon. But there was this young boy he wasn't 14. He was sexually assaulted by 14 men. He was drugged and 14 men fucked this young boy in the ass. I've never heard of women harming men, raping them. I've never heard of 14 women harming a man sexually. So women complain about men because a lot of men's actions. But this young man who got raped by 14 men, I'm sure he probably feel the same way about men as well. Okay. So I'm gonna get more info on that case or whatever. I think it happened like overseas or something like that, but I've been seeing it all over my damn news feed on TikTok, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. This young man, godly's traumatized for the rest of his life. Traumatized for the rest of his fucking life because of men. Because of y'all motherfucking ass. Telling you. And that's another reason I can't date men. They are too sexual. They always want to fuck. Always want to fuck. Then that's the thing, you feel bad, like you always giving up reluctant pussy. I don't got time for that. If I don't want to fuck, I don't want to fuck, and I want to say no without feeling bad. These dudes will make you feel so bad. They will make you feel so bad. Because you're not in the mood for sex. You're not in the mood for sex. Ain't nothing wrong with not being in the mood for sex. They will start making you feel like I'm going to go do something else. Well, go do something else. Fuck it. I'm good. I am totally fine. I am good. I don't want to fuck all the time. So that's another reason. It's like you're not going to be yourself. When you're single and you are happy and things, stay that way. Stay that way. If you really, really want a relationship, understood. Yeah, if you really want a relationship, go for it. But I'm just saying what happened to me, and this happened to a lot of women. A lot of women agree with me. And don't let a motherfucker share my shit. That means that motherfucker agrees with me a lot. So I know some of the stuff that I'm saying is helping people. It just ain't helping you. This ain't where you belong, buddy. Go on somewhere else. Go somewhere else. This ain't the room for you. This ain't the room for you. If you don't like what I'm saying, you gonna have to exit. Don't let the door kick you on the way out. But like I said, all in all, I'm just here to help women. And anyone who needs the help, or anyone who feels like I'm helping them, I'm here to help you. I promise you I am. I'm not here to offend. I don't want nobody to think that the things that I say, I'm talking about, like, even when I say I don't want kids, I don't want anybody to feel like I'm bashing women who have kids. I have nieces and nephews. I love them. I love them. I just don't want kids of my own. And I know some people just can't fathom that I'm just not. I need to figure out who I am. And I'm still figuring that shit out. So I ain't got time for no other human being to be raised. And nah, I ain't got time. Besides, you need to take into consideration. A lot of times women have kids because they believe that they're going to be with the man for the rest of their life. You need to understand, if you need to be able to want kids, even if you don't have a partner. You just got to want a kid because you want a kid. I don't care if this man is here or not. I just want a child. That's how you really got to feel about having a child, if you really want a child. Because if you only want a child to please that man, it's not going to work out. You only want a child so you can feel love. That's selfish. It's not going to work out. You only having a child because you lack love, so you think that child's going to give you the love. That's too much pressure on that child. That's too much pressure. So any woman talking about, I only want a kid because I want to be loved, you putting too much stress on that child. You need to love yourself. You are continuing a generational curse. So I think it's selfish for all the people who say it's selfish not to have kids. For the women who say they don't want kids, it's selfish to have kids only for the purpose to take care of you when you get old. A lot of people be saying, who gonna take care of you when you get old? Honey, take care of your fucking self. I understand things may happen, but there's no reason you should be having kids only because you need somebody to take care of you when you get old. If you take care of yourself right now, then you will save your kids from having to take care of you. I promise. So a lot of times people just be selfish. People be selfish. They call, this is just based on my algorithm that I've been seeing. A lot of women are selfish. They call us selfish because we don't want kids. But I think it's selfless. Why would I have a child when I know I don't have a patience for a fucking kid? I don't have the patience. I would not. And I accept that. I don't have the patience. I barely have the patience for myself. Why the fuck would I bring a child in this world? Knowing. And that's the thing. If you set a boundary and you say you don't want kids, don't let a man talk you into having one. Don't let a man talk you into having one. And ladies, I need y'all to understand what coercion is. Because a lot of us dealt with coercion. Coercion is if a man asks you or he wants to have sex and you tell him, nah, you good. Then he proceeds to make you feel guilty. He'll say some shit like, oh man, you ain't seen my pet snake in a long time. He misses you. Dang, you dissing my pet snake. You need to come. And you end up changing your mind because you feel a little guilty for saying no. That's coercion. That is a form of SA. If you say no and they keep trying, that's predator activity. Don't feel guilty. This happened to me not too long ago. And I almost changed my mind to go get this motherfucker some pussy. I almost changed my fucking mind because I said, no, I'm good. But this mug persisted to make me feel guilty, and that turned me off there. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm completely done with men. Men are too sexual. Men are too freaked out. I'm going to take care of my own temple. I don't need nobody entering this temple. So it is what it is. Like I said, male validation don't matter. And if you care about men's opinions or their validation, you will be insecure. The only way to lift that insecurity up off of you, fuck what a man is talking about. Fuck their opinions. Fuck what they got to say about women. I'm telling you, a lot of times they just be wanting to humble you. That's all. So I think I'm finished for now. I will be live this upcoming Sunday reading. I might read 2 chapters because I did miss last week, this past Sunday. I will be like I said, I might read 2 chapters. I'll be live at 3 in the morning. Excuse me. At 3 in the morning, reading what's the next chapter? I forgot. But we are going to be reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle. So I will be back on this Sunday. So I just want to say thank you. And also, if any of you guys ever want me to talk about something, just let me know. Like I said, I enjoy talking about the things that I do talk about. Damn, I'm forgetting something. But anyway, like I said, thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And like I always say, through every struggle, a statement is made. It's your girl Free. And I'm out.